Recording is a go.
What else say? Hell yeah, this time. All right. Shall I do a recap, or would anyone like to earn themselves a shiny inspiration die?
I will pass tonight.
I wasn't here.
Oh, I can go. I was in most of it, I think. Oh, okay. So, we started off our morning with breakfast, and then Mumbleman vaporized a man with a book. Unlucky. Or maybe it was Bjorn, one of the two.
I mean, it was my book.
I can't remember who got blamed. Who's like it was their fault. I think it was Bjorn actually.
I didn't do it. I just cleaned up the mess.
It was a heavy RP session, but then we figured out a lot of information about our like stuff we've been looking for and locations, and we also agreed to help Melandra. Valeria, so close. Okay. And then we all came to this room after we agreed to help her. And Altair and Barney made their way down to the other tavern, something rest.
No, Trix's mixes.
Trix's mixes, okay. We made our way down to Trix's mixes. Had to break some tough news. Luckily, we didn't have to do it. Yay! And then we told the most believable lie ever and got ourselves a job. No problem.
Pretty much. And then?
We literally end there?
Yeah, it was pretty much.
I don't think we walked out of the building yet when we ended.
I'd pretty much say that you're heading back because I think you wanted to have a conversation before leaving with everybody.
And then the whole group, we decided the whole group was going to go together to talk to. Oh, I want to say Bastion.
The Ballastiers.
Ballastiers. It was a B. We agreed as a group we would go see the Ballastiers before we leave to see if they would provide us with a cart because we were gonna go check out the Goblins on the way.
Okay. Indeed, that was what. Yeah, you guys had all reconvened back here after you sort of had that moment of heading into town, tying up a little bit of loose ends, accepting a missive from Liza to drop off and crash. Then you realized that, I think it was Altair realized that you should probably get a cart, where you had come back to the Seekers Guild and we're having that conversation. Now, Bernie, I would believe you get a shiny D6 inspiration. But I think you had mentioned that you wanted to have some sort of rally speech, something before leaving. If I remember correctly.
Yes, and I guess in game Barney wouldn't have mentioned that. But I said it out of game.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kind of reminding you in case.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I did forget. Thank you.
But everyone has refound each other. Bjorn was doing some further studying. Mumbleman was kind of tinkering away with what they were doing. Bjorn was also doing some morning exercises and routines. But you find yourselves back at the hall. Sorry, go ahead.
We didn't talk about the main mission in the recap, which is Ruben and helping him out for Valeria. I just wanted to make sure that we threw in his name and that we understand that that's the final destination of this little jaunt trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Indeed. But Bjorn and Mumbleman, you sort of have regathered up in Valeria's office to sort of, I guess, distance yourself from like the growing number of archivists that have left and then come back to retake at all these books again. And in that moment of you getting up there, Altair and Barney join you all upstairs. Valeria is not present currently as she's left premises. She has gone.
Just let bye.
But the day is yours.
I guess other than us trying to get some, like a cart and some animals to pull it, I mean, is there anything else we need before we go? I mean, like, do we need more rations or anything like that?
I'm good.
I still have some rations. Let me see what I have.
Yeah, I personally have enough rations.
Because I think
Oh,
we
yeah.
we only use one while we were out?
2.
Two? Okay.
I got
So
still got
and
like 24 rations.
I have
But some
8.
people actually like made other food too. Like I used 2 rations, but I think one of the times people made like ate something else.
Yeah.
Maybe Mumble Man
Or
had
we
food
were
at his
giving
house.
him. Yep. And we're giving a bunch of free food here.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
At which point, when you're thinking about this, Mama Man reaches into a pocket, pulls out a handful of crumbs, and just kind of starts eating them. It was something at one point, but it's food.
I just got shakes his head at Mumble Man eating crumbs.
Crumble Man.
And he,
Oh,
you shake your head, and Mama Man like
nice.
holds out a handful. You sure?
What am I, a horse?
Barney will
Huh.
walk, like, kind of stretch as he comes in
Elephant,
and pick up one
horse.
of these bottles, and then go sit down on his chair.
You do.
Yeah, so, yeah, Breaking Bad news is just the worst. He's gonna take a big swig.
Well, let's get going before the day gets away from us.
Oh, I just sat
We
down.
already have a cart.
No, we're
We
gonna
had to
go
go to
to.
the Ballasteers.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess before we leave, I was thinking while we were walking back, Altair. What is your guys' plan here?
Um, for me to, I would just say travel. I just want to travel. Uh, learn more about the world around us, I guess.
Okay. Well, for me personally, I have some traveling to do and I guess information to find out now. But
Yeah.
my original plan, I was just gonna travel and help people because I made a promise and it's a big pain. Now I just have to
Well,
help everyone.
I'm homeless and can always use help.
You might be more help than I can offer.
I guess you could try and find him a plot of land somewhere. Work
But
until we
also
eat.
willing to travel. I've been in the same spot for like 50 years, and you guys burned that place down, so yeah.
Whoa.
I don't think we did.
We didn't burn
Whoa.
it down.
I'm pretty sure you did. That's how I remember it.
Nothing but the
Oh,
lightning.
I remember I was lightly resting my eyes, and then half of the building was on fire. Couldn't
Oh,
help you. I don't know.
you guys had me in some fight against like Macau, and I got knocked unconscious, and I woke up, and then my house was burning.
I mean,
interesting.
these
Certainly an
didn't lead
interesting
to
way to
Macau.
remember it.
There might have been a concussion involved.
That fucking rabbit, wasn't it?
You were the one who led us to the Macau, I would like to point out.
thought I was taking it to the cave. Did
Where do
we
we
go
run
in the
into the
cave?
cow?
I don't remember. Did we go in the cave? Oh yeah, we must have, because I got the stuff I wanted.
Remember, you kept
Yeah.
wanting to go to those evil rats.
No, but I hope everybody enjoyed the swim. That's a beautiful little water spot.
No. Too small.
Mm,
Oh,
A little tight for a swim.
that's because you're so big. I'll find a better spot for you next time.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, under the water with all of us wasn't the the best thing.
I almost had to watch Bjorn drown and then drown myself.
You mean the big guy
Ugh.
can't swim?
I got stuck. Naked, mind you.
Mhm.
Is that why you got
I
stuck?
I don't remember any of this at all.
I kept having to push from the back. He just had his dick swinging in my face the whole time.
Yeah, he was naked. You were pushing from the back. um,
Okay,
Let's just say that all.
I'm glad I don't remember.
Pause.
What hap- What happens in caves stays in caves. All right. Like,
You
It
see
was
him
cold and we get
start
wet.
patting himself, and he reaches in, he grabs a flask, and takes a drink, puts it away.
Yeah,
uh,
I was just curious because Altair and I did a little talking, and we seem to have a pretty similar goal of traveling to find some information. So I was thinking we could stick together if you guys had similar goals as well, or we're just looking to do some traveling.
I am seeking information about my mother and about who my real father is. Hence why you always see me bringing up runes and talking about reading books that are in giant.
is
Many
that what they
questions with
call
me.
the common tongue daddy issues?
I don't know what daddy issues is, but maybe.
Uh,
Well, I'm trying to make something new potion wise, and traveling and more information could always help me out. I might even have to some point go towards the throne in that other continent. But
yeah, it might be. You might like it better in a place where people don't know who you are.
well, it's only because they always want what I don't want to. Well, what they want is and how they demand it. I don't like that.
I've run into a couple women like that too.
I know, eh?
Well,
Sorry,
then I
his
guess that's
Canadian just came right out.
Hey,
what you're talking about.
yeah, I hear a boop a lot, and I just chuckle every time. I'm just like used to it yet. But yeah.
they're
But
doing a thing.
we're derailing.
uh, I guess is there like a guild, not store, but like I guess like quartermaster type thing that handles,
You
I
sure
guess,
fucking
the
have.
guild supplies.
We can
You've
go
dealt.
talk to that Ballastier lady. She keeps winking at me for some reason.
What? Her name was Osa, wasn't it?
Yes, I believe.
Yes.
Um, Oh, she's here.
No, Valeria is
Um,
the one that's here.
in the-
Osa is
In
the
the Ballastiers.
Ballastiers lady contact.
Oh, my bad.
The big building in the center of town, essentially.
Okay. I just think we should probably see if we can get a cart stuff. That seems like the next logical way to go.
Barney picks up another one of these bottles and puts it in his bag. He goes, "Yeah, I think I got everything I need here."
did you drink all of that bottle?
No, I still have it with me.
Okay.
He's about to say.
I've been
"Can you
stealing.
roll?"
I don't know if you picked it up last session too. I was stealing. I took a bunch of bottles from that like kitchen.
Oh yeah.
I think I said that right, and I like wrapped them
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for every flask, vial, and container that Mumbleman has, Barney has one too.
Just a
Yes,
full
too.
bottle.
Backpacks clanging as he walks around like a high school kid. Fucking.
What is the thing above the fireplace in her office?
What do you mean?
The totem looking thing.
There's a number of different like I'm gonna say trinkets, doodads that are all around the inside of this office. You can see that there's like a tapestry above the fireplace, and then there's a mantle, and on that mantle there's like this small urn, and on that urn there's like a little totem that's kind of a little out of reach, but there is a little totem sitting up there.
Okay.
The relevance you're unsure. It doesn't look familiar to you or anything. It's kind of this weird object. You're not sure, but it is sort of on display. And
Never mind then.
okay. So you guys looking to go acquire stuff?
Yes.
Okay, you branch out of Valeria's office, forming a new pact as this adventurous party as you begin your fucking adventures. Um, you step out onto the loft style, and you see the railings, and you can see some of the archivists and down here are back to work trying to get some of the pages and preserve these books that you found. Valeria is not present. Lax is still gone. Some of the other ones that were cleaning up and tending to the library have moved along from where they were, but you could easily pass through here again.
Is there a dustpan just full of a bunch of dust in there?
Mumble Man, I think, kept that shit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he
Mumble.
did.
Yeah, I definitely
Yeah,
kept
I
it.
Put it in a
forgot.
bag.
He has a bag. He has some random guy's ashes.
It's not random. I actually have his name. Hang on a second.
This is my new friend.
Dust of Sal.
Or
Yes.
It kind of went unfucking checked because of the tension of the moment and the realization of it that no one really paid that much mind. But yeah, Mumbleman technically is the remains of a student that perished here, and but yeah, you push through this library like hall. Some of them look up; they don't really converse or say anything. They just kind of keep with what they're doing, and that brings you back out onto the streets. And that overcast sky, as soon as you open the large doors out onto the streets, the overcast sky hits you, and you're amongst the streets of Beauvais. As soon as you branch outside and you reach past these archway entrances, you can see Valerius talking to Lax sort of in this little gardenette section here. Like, oh, yes, and they good morning. Hey, how's everyone doing? Hey, guys, I was just ready to head back inside and take another crack at those books.
we're going to find a cart.
Oh, okay, very well. So you guys are hitting the road then?
Yep, I think we're gonna head off now. I looked to the group like.
Well,
Thank you.
we plan on helping with the goblins at the Nestle Nook.
Right.
It says that you guys want the supply, like reclaim the supplies.
No, that's not them. That's not the Seekers. That's the
Yeah.
other ones.
No, I know.
It was a
I know it
mistake.
says. Yeah, I wrote that by.
Oh yeah. Never mind.
But indeed, I do know of that request. If you were What are you trying to get at? Now, I understand that, you've taken this job to crash. A Nestle Nook is technically on the way, and I won't stop you from doing so.
We were just going to see if we could get a cart.
Oh, yes. I'm pretty sure that could be arranged. If you speak to Osa, she usually will handle that kind of things. If you especially mention that you're going to use it for such a job, they most likely will be more lenient on you. Usually they want some form of deposit in case they don't get things back, but if you mention that it might be used to help the guild, they might go a bit easier on you.
Good thinking.
But I won't
And
keep you. So
we figure if we do this job as well, then there'll be less questions why we're heading that way.
that seems like a good cover. I like it. It's good thinking. But I wouldn't mention our conversation to any of them. Good. I trust Osa, but still, you never know whose lingering ears are in proximity. And hopefully the weather stays decent enough. And she sort of looks up towards the overcast. I'm going to head inside. Good luck to all of you. Be safe on your road and your travel.
Bjorn walks up to the garden right quick and kneels down and carves the rune in the dirt that says rest for the guy who passed. For your comrade who passed away. May he rest.
Thank you.
Be careful of those books. Kind of scared of books. I didn't know books could kill you like that.
Yeah, that was a bit of oversight on our part. But rest assured, we'll be safe to look into more of them, see what we can come up with, and we'll be here when you get back. Safe travels, everyone. Thank you again.
Safe travels. Oh wait, yeah, no, I'm going. Right. Yeah, books killing things. Knowledge is power. Yeah.
She leaves, sort of leaving you to the town. So, and you know exactly where you're going. You've been here before.
Yes.
But yes, you begin to push through the town. The morning gray, the sky is filled with clouds. You can see partially through that veil of mildly swaying branches way up in the sky. And as you sort of begin to move through town, you feel the presence of winds even within the confines of the city, which means probably outside that it's pretty gusty. You can see as you pass through streets that civilization is sort of getting back to normal. People are starting to go about their business, reopening market stalls and cleaning up debris from the fronts of their houses and walkways. You see groups of workers that are in the midst of working together to topple some of the protruding rocks where the vines had broken through the ground. And you notice, as in some areas as well, there's charring and embers still, as it seems like the guards have been working hard on torching and burning vines and roots and then clearing them out afterwards, sort of utilizing people and guards to sweep and remove all of the Queen's influence from the town, especially post the attack. You can see acolytes as you branch one corner onto another thoroughfare, using cantrips to burn and char vines while others peel them up and pile them onto carts to be taken away. You get the occasional sight of some of them convulsing and snapping and twisting, that crackling knot that you've seen them do before. But you do eventually branch out onto the streets, and you see that the Ballasteer Guild Hall is, half a kilometer down the street or so. And pull up, and you can see that large sort of dome-like structure open on the side. And you can see there's a number of people inside that are talking. There's carts outside here with people loading up merchandise and other products, but you move in past the bounty board, and you see Osa is in the midst of dealing with two other individuals in here who seem to be actually buying from the guild, as they have gathered a few different bags and stuff from that. And as you approach Bjorn, you can see this one acolyte's in the midst of sort of sorting through a bunch of other ingredients and stuff on the ground, as these two merchants here take their bags and say, "Oh, thanks, Osa, have a good one. Thanks for visiting. Yeah, thanks, Osa. Have a good one. And they start to head off up the street. And Osa sees you approach. He's like, hey, what's up, guys?
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you? Got a big surplus of stuff in today. There's been a lot of work. Some of the Arath's people got back from one of their excursions, made a hell of a fucking run, so I got some sorting to do, but what can I do for you? Here to trade more shit in, or what?
I think we're looking to try to get a part. Is it, Barney?
Barney comes in and sits down on this thing. Takes drinks. Oh, yeah. I think we were talking about heading up to that Goblin Keep on the board. We saw on the board.
Oh, okay, you guys are taking that one? Right on. Yeah.
And Bjorn mentioned that it might be tough for us to get all the. It said something about bringing back equipment, and he thought we should. It was a good idea if we got a cart.
It's
Or
a good idea. Yeah, because I think
maybe it
there's
was Altair. I was a little drunk when it was said.
no, one of you is thinking anyway. Yeah, that'd be pretty hard to track back all that stuff if you're looking to actually get some of that thing. The other side of it too is you probably could pile everything aside and lock the keep up, but I get your gusto here. Yeah, I can arrange that. Let me see. 1 second. She pulls out a book and she starts to look through it. She goes, and then looks sort of past and up over the stairs, and she's like, "I think we have two. Yeah. 1 second. 1 second. Kind of. Yeah. Okay. And she comes over and she has this sort of what looks to be like a large lock in her hand, probably the size of like a dumbbell. She go, here. Take that. Hitch. Need that. What? You're going to Nestle? Do you say? Stale Highlands. Okay, yeah. You'll need this. Okay, yeah. You can see her. She's doing a lot of like head math and stuff like that. So yeah, cart will be ready up at the top. Take the one on the left. Yeah, you're gonna use this to hitch up your oxen. Once I get one, I'm gonna see if I have one that's just heat. Yeah. Okay. Shit. I will go get it for you. Just wait right here. I'll probably be like 5-10 minutes though.
Okay. Well, that beats us pulling the cart.
That's far. I'm big, but I'm not that big.
Yeah. I've been called a stud before, but I don't know about that.
Bjorn just shakes his head.
Hey, up here. You see her 5 minutes passes by. The acolyte sort of eyeing you guys up. Who sort of sit there waiting. See, she's come up and she has this sort of crimson furred oxen. Has like 4 different spikes at the top of its head that go in all these wacky directions. But it can see it's pretty calm. She goes, okay, so you're going to use that thing that I handed you, set that down, and then rig this up like that, right? And she's kind of showing you how to rig it up. She go, that link will sever if it has enough resistance to sort of pull through, or if it gets stuck, then the beast doesn't get dragged down with it. Sort of like I don't want to say a kill switch, but in a way.
She looks up. Barney's not paying attention at all. He's just like looking. He's kind of like checking out the cart.
Bjorn's paying attention.
Okay, she looks towards Barney and then realizes that and looks to you, who was, and she's like, okay, good, at least one of you. Okay, but yes. We give these out on loan to any of those who wish to usually perform guild tasks. Usually they want us to be part of the guild to give these out, but, I've seen what you guys can do. Like what you've been doing the last few days, so I don't see why this really problem. No one else is realizing now anyways, so. The open canvas rolls up on the back. There's enough space in here to carry 6 people. Maybe not so much this crew. We'll see. But there definitely will be enough room for you to gather a lot of supplies and bring things back if you so choose.
Bjorn yells over to Mumble Man. Mumble Man, come on.
Mobile Man is over in these trees hiding.
From Osa.
Yes.
And
I'll be right back.
Bjorn walks away. She's like, but just so you know, I'm kind of going a bit on like heaven's faith here. If this gets destroyed or not returned, then there might be a little bit of cost involved. Just a heads up, deposit stuff, but skip the deposit. But please don't destroy this. We're all hear about it, and you'll have, Elvio and Timius after you over some things, and I don't think you want to deal with them.
My word to Yannick, we will try our hardest to bring it back in one piece.
Fair.
I'm
That's
about
all we can hear.
Are we
I'm
ready to go
around.
yet?
Come on.
Okay, but make sure she doesn't see me.
It's a pretty tame beast for the most part. They're not too temperamental, but they can be spooked by creatures larger than them. So just keep that in mind, guys. All right.
I hear that as I'm coming back around the corner. Now, how big is this creature? Is the oxen?
Well, it probably weighs about 600-700 pounds. It's about 5 or so feet tall with like a punch, but it is a pretty thonk boy, like it's a pretty thick oxen, and it's got
Okay.
crimson fur on it. And she had sort of mentioned that the direction you were traveling before, so she might have got you a beast of burden that might be resistant to heat. But
Kind of go in
yeah,
front of it and kind of like put my hands out so it can kind of like sniff at me. So I can
yeah, I
try
was
to
gonna say
like
it starts
pet his face.
to smell your hand and then sort of exhales pretty heavily. Seems pretty chill.
Kind of pat it on its side a little bit and rub its fur.
All right. Yeah, there should be reins inside. I did put a bridle on, so you can hook that up. And I guess good luck, guys. And I'll let the heads up know that someone took that Nestle Nook job, because that's been up there for a little while.
Osa.
Ah,
How much is this deposit you were talking about?
I'm not going to make you pay a deposit, but just try to bring it back in one piece. I won't have to settle. Makes it easier.
I'm just curious how much deposit would be.
Typically, we put out 100 gold deposit for most people who take them. Guild members are slightly less.
Okay. We will try our best to make sure nothing happens. We're
That's
hoping
all
to
you can do.
return with a bunch of supplies from getting rid of the goblins and bring it all back
Sure.
home.
Yeah, it's been a long time running. That place has been back and forth for fucking ages. So hopefully, your guys are able to figure out what the hell they want there.
Yes.
Or we could just kill them
We-
all.
Hey, do whatever it is. Like, you can clear them out, but they'll come back. They come back. That's all I ever hear. But if there's anything else you need, let me know. But for now, I got a lot of stuff to sort of stock and inventory.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right. And she starts to head down the stairs,
Mama
back
man,
over to
come
the
on.
coast.
Get in the cart.
The scary
Well,
monster's gone.
Mama Man gets in the cart, but as he's getting in the cart, one of the vials that he has on his belt breaks, and you can see it start to scorch and um, mar the wood.
Like start stomping it out.
Barney pours some wine on it. It's like,
Sorry, I just need to do that real quick so the tokens don't
Yep.
fucking overlap.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see a couple guards one guard's talking to a couple other, like maybe militiamen or something like that. They sort of take note of the popping and sizzling of the wood, but it doesn't really draw much attention other than that. The beast is ready and hooked up to the cart, and it starts to lean forward like it's interested, sort of moving forward, and it pulls the cart slightly without having reins attached.
Bjorn grabs the reins and puts them on.
Which you do.
Kind of look back. Who's driving?
Barney just gets in the cart.
I will.
Okay.
We don't need a drunk driver. Okay.
Yeah, you
Oh,
realize
not padded
Bjorn,
seats.
that it's going to be a pretty tight fit if you try and shove in there. And but okay.
I'll lay across the top.
Absolutely. Instinctually feeling the burden applied, the beast starts to move forward without any direction, and it starts to trudge along. Altair, you do have helm of the reins, and you can see that it is fairly tame. It's very used to being in this situation, so you start to pull a little bit to the left, and it starts to go forward and head slightly left. But weaving through different parts of town as you start to reach some of the areas now, leaving this sort of Balestiers area, moving through the city and keeping a straight course. It'll be an animal handling check, please and thank you, although the DC is not super high as this creature is fairly tame. Awesome. So yeah, you start to adjust and you can feel how it starts, I guess, overtake. People start to move out of your way. Occasionally people don't. You have to start to pull and get out of the way, miss market stall edges and things like that as you branch corners. You learn fairly quickly that instinctually it knows to go a bit wide around corners to not jackknife or hit the side of the cart on buildings, but it takes you a little bit to kind of get used to this. You're not entirely have done this much before, but you press on through town, pass through one residential area, you catch the edge of the market that you've been to before as you keep going straight, heading towards a thoroughfare that leads out of town. You reach that road and you can look left and it heads towards the harbor, and you head right, heading to that job board posting that you've seen before. Pushing through the town, you see the forge, Brescher's Forge, and the statue that has the job board in the center of town. And up ahead, you can see that there is a couple figures dealing with the blacksmith as well as talking in front of the job board that's in the center of town. But you keep your beast moving forward as you approach, and you see from a distance as you get to roughly here, everyone still, I guess, is on board. Yeah, like that. You get to roughly here, and you see Kren is dealing with Brescia at the forge. She's studying his sword above her head in the light, looking at it for imperfections and stuff like that. And he sort of looks towards the cart, sees Altair. Altair, you see Kren, he sort of nods from a distance, nothing too crazy, but you keep moving forward. But what you see as you get to this point is the elven woman that Kren had dealt with before or partied up with, talking with Elvio from the Balestiers Guild. Whether he is just refreshing the guild board or something, but he seems to be having a conversation with her at the foot of the statue and hasn't sort of clocked your approach yet, but is in front of you. But the beast continues pushing forward, and you can see now the marksmen start to pay attention to you, start to see, and then everyone starts to turn towards you as you continue to press forward, just sort of clocking you as you go by. And you can see Elvio start to look towards you all, sort of like with a face of like, oh, who's that? And then the moment of recognition, he sees you and he kind of nods and nods. And you can see him starting to squint. Okay, he sees everyone. Mumbleman, you watch Elvio clock you.
I immediately duck down or try and hide in behind another person.
Indeed, which you do. But he squints as you pass by in that moment of recognition, seeing you sort of duck down and hide.
Yeah.
Everyone else who's not hiding sees Elvio sort of have the disdain look towards the cart as you guys press past.
Stick my little finger out at him.
And you can see him sort
Scared.
of sneer a bit before turning back to continue to
I
talk.
kind of just yelled, "Don't look so angry."
And you can see him sort of like huff, turn his shoulder as you guys pass by. Obviously, your intuition there was correct of his attitude towards you guys, or at least one person in particular.
I pat Bjorn, try to pat him on the shoulder, but only get like up to the waist.
Bjorn's laying on the roof of the cart.
Oh,
I am. I don't fit inside the cart.
oh,
He's like, I can't.
Hence why I shot my
okay.
finger at him.
If I can see Bjorn and Bjorn can see me, I kind of semi-smirk at him and nod my head.
I give you a thumbs up.
You
Now I'm
push.
now I'm smiling.
You push further into town, and as you get to this point, you start to catch the aroma of smoke, burnt wood, and maybe mild sense of decay. And sort of reaching the front gate, that same energy is still present. Did you see munitions stocked up all along? There's several military caravans on scene, guards very present, even marksmen from the guilds there. You can see smoke that's emerging from the outside of the walls, indicating the potential battle that may have taken place at the same time yours did yesterday. But moving along, you cross that open bridge out to the confines. Hold on a second, let me swap. Load quicker. Jeez, it's almost like I didn't know you were going to be sitting on the roof of this thing.
I don't fit.
But yeah, you get to about here and you can see, moving along across that bridge, the outside of the city, sort of seeing the destruction firsthand. You see several acres of space that has just been charred and burned, leaving this sort of barren landscape of waste and ember. Clearly, the work of the Acolytes getting rid of all the influence of the Queen from this area post that attack, just on a really large scale. Guards nod and pass as you sort of pass by, and you can see all the piles of husks and fallen guardsmen that have been burnt to prevent these and other things, along with clearing out dozens of these husks in the process. Why won't this work? Jeez.
Oh no.
One at a time, I guess.
If Barney sat on the front bench with Altair, could Bjorn sit on the floor in the back and hang his feet out?
I think technically, yes.
Bjorn's 8 foot tall.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, but like butt to top of head, you're probably only like what, 4.5, 5 feet tall?
Yeah.
There we go. But yeah, you get out here and see that destruction firsthand.
6 feet of the height is all legs, so it's only 2 feet. Waste.
Stonehenge, man.
He's like a flamingo.
Yeah. You guys doing anything as you pass through the destruction, or are you carrying forward?
I give him a thumbs up.
I guess now Bjorn's legs are just dangling out the back of the wagon. I just kind of start yelling, "Good job protecting the city.
And yeah,
Sorry for any losses."
and some of them take note of you guys. You know, some are close, some aren't. But one guy sort of like gives you a salute, wave, and nod as you sort of pass by them. But yeah, this once area that was pretty lush with overgrowth and vines really done a number out here and charring that. And you can see the work that they've done in the last night or maybe the day and a half of time spent in town. All
I was
right.
gonna suggest that they did this, but they were way ahead of me. They've already burnt everything.
You're burning everything.
You
Only
can
way to get the
definitely
roots back, right?
Yeah, you can definitely say they took that burning to hand, especially seeing, your guys' ideas of burning the houses and getting rid of all those roots and vines. They enacted that on wide scale and sort of had all of them just start to essentially clean out the overgrowth from the city to try and prevent anything like this from happening again, or invoke the ire of it. You're unsure. but they seem to be trying to take preventative measures for future attacks, at least.
They now have like Nom flamethrower crews.
Napalm.
No, like didn't in Nom they had like guys who just ran flamethrowers or whatever?
Yeah,
Like
for
bring out
bunkers.
the whole.
Stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But the oxen seems pretty directed. It continues to follow the path. It doesn't give you much resistance or reason to sort of guide it, as it seems to stick along the path. It clearly has done this time and time again. But it does start to lead you out onto the pathway outside of the city. And you can see that this char and burn carries again for acres, and they've leveled forests out, the overgrowth, all the vines have been sort of charred and burned. And you start to approach that sort of outer camp, that forward camp just outside of town. Advance camp sort of comes into view after you sort of branch around the curve of the small mountain outside. And even until this point, they've been working on, again, charring the lands and clearing it all the way, the edge of the sand, where the vale loses the coverage overhead and opens up into the stale highlands. Usually the sun is shining down at this area pretty powerfully, but it's a pretty overcast city, so it limits the exposure at least for the time being. You can see more guards working on improving like a small camp here. They're building up a palisade tower to provide sort of an exterior foothold. And on the opposite side of the road, you can see a cart rest parked with a number of salvaged pieces of wood and beams piled into the back, and two people are working on dismantling an abandoned home that was off onto the side, at least trying to salvage what they could, even though most of it is burned and charred, seeing what they can gather in. But you see the winds blow through this passage, it kicks up dust, pepper the stones and all the dead trees, and then blows out of sight. Movement through these parts today might be a bit arduous in places, but take it slow and see how you go.
Oh,
Some of the guards clock you guys approaching. Start to see like, oh yeah, oh no, it's normal. Yeah, they're people. Okay, hey, you're good, and they carry on. But you can see that they're really in the midst of really trying to build up this little exterior fortress here. All right. So, I'll move you to here real quick, so you guys can figure out where the fuck you're going. You are currently on tile A, and that is the exterior part of the camp. If you guys wish to progress through some of these hex areas, it'll be rolls for how that goes. Obviously, each one of these hexes is a predetermined amount of time, and that'll lead you to eventually where you're going. But I just need 1 sec. I have to go to the bathroom really bad.
What tile are we on?
We're on
A.
A. We need to go to E.
thought we had to go to Crash.
Eventually, yes, but the Nestle Nook Goblin Cavalry is an E.
Okay.
And just for heads up, nobody asked if we could take the cart all the way to Crash and back.
Well, we weren't telling anyone we were going to Crush.
Oh, yeah, true enough.
Oh.
Or what the mission
That's
was
a
there
that's
anyways.
that's a secret.
Yeah.
Okay, all they need to know is that we got supplies from the Nestle Nook.
It just took
Yeah.
us a
Well,
really long time to
were
come back.
they were specifically the people we were not supposed to tell that we
No,
were going to Crush.
No, we're not supposed to tell them we're helping out Ruben and the Seekers. Not necessarily that we're not going to Crash.
That's fair, but I just figured if we don't tell anyone we're even going to Crush, then
And if they put a bounty on our heads because we stole their cart, oh,
we're
Do we
coming
want to go to
back.
Crush first, or do we want to go to the Nestle Nook first?
Nestled Nook, because
Okay.
Crash we could end up going elsewhere to help Ruben out.
True.
Now, do we want to take the most direct approach, or are we gonna go D to E, or are we gonna do something funky?
I'm good going D to E.
Yeah, I was
The
gonna try
funky,
and
the
spell
funky
out.
can come.
I was gonna try and spell something out, but can't really do that.
I don't know. Give me a minute.
Attitude. Only one teams, but
That, or we bounce back and forth just so we hit the T a second time. Yeah.
We can go A D E or A D F E.
Okay.
I guess E just is Nestled Nook. Like there's part of
yeah.
Nestled Nook inside of D actually even.
No, there isn't.
I mean, technically yes, but literally no.
I would have given you L, but I'm not gonna give you D.
Not the word,
Oh.
the actual city.
It's not even a city. It's a small keep.
But the picture of the keep part of it is in D.
I left because D means penis.
That's me too. I was like, he doesn't want to give him the D.
Okay.
So you guys are going.
I guess
We're
D to E,
children.
right?
You
Yeah, I
did a
guess
good
so.
job, by the way, because we did look to see if we could spell out something for our trip.
You're the one who's driving.
No, I'm not.
No, Altair was the last
Yeah,
one who said.
yeah.
I
Yes.
guess just D to E.
Okay. Currently A, so you're going to D then.
Well, I mean, we could just sell all the stuff we collect at the Nestle Nook at Crash.
I'd be like, yeah, it was cleaned out. That's
No.
crazy.
Yeah, I think D to E.
These are the choices that you guys can make. I'm just saying. But whoever and someone can make a D20 roll, please, for your encounter chart here, just to see how that goes. As you progress between these hexes, as you have started your days of adventure towards Nestled Nook.
Who's rolling?
Whoever.
You asked, you get the roll.
13.
Oh, that's the worst one.
Well, TPK.
This is why Mumble Man didn't roll. No.
No outcome, not really not the worst.
I'm always like, I want the worst outcome.
Okay, so I gotta switch. You push north, leaving your point here. You pass by that guard tower, fortifications, and begin to head north, following your map. Yeah, like that.
And sound okay, yeah.
The hard packed dirt under your cartwheels makes some of it a bit bumpy as you start to hit sand again, and it eases the roll. The northern trek to the Stale Highlands has started off pretty well. You have no burning sun overhead. The beast is moving at a decent pace. The wind rolls through at your back, making visibility still somewhat decent. Somewhat narrow canyon you've pressed through sort of now begins to open up into this larger landscape, really expanding into this large rocky desert. The road ahead is covered in sandy drifts that sort of make this long distance sight hard to focus on, especially with the sand that kicks up at distance with the breeze. Along the right hand side, you can see that there's a ridge that follows along the mountainsides, and the other side is just rough terrain of rocks and mesas that these sort of rock formations that litter the edges and protrude through the sand. A lot of them being eroded over time into these sort of standing rock formations. Every so often that breeze hits harder and it sort of dusts you and you can sort of feel that peppering, but it's quite bearable. You see the occasional crater that bears sites of crystals and overgrowth, where they have emerged up through. Very opaque sand has sort of sullied its glisten. A number of old overgrowth sort of now lays dead, sort of devoid of nutrients in this area. Trees petrified by the sun, except for the iron maples that are those red, sharp bark trees that grow pretty lush in this environment. You guys are at the very bottom of this map. And you have this entire environment for you before you.
Mumble Man says we should go over into the past. That it would probably be the best route.
Okay.
At least it used to be, I think. Years, decades. This looks a little different, but yeah.
Okay.
So we start trekking through some.
The outdoors isn't really my specialty, so I mean, whatever.
So you guys want to take the ridgeline path or the straight line?
I'm fine. Whatever.
I say we
I mean,
take the fast.
you're driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say really it's up to you all tier. You're driving.
Um, let's take the main path because I don't know how stable the ridge lines are.
Well,
This first half it takes, a 5-minute mumble on from Mumble Man saying nobody ever listens to him.
okay. So the beast pushes onwards. Your butts are getting pretty sore as you've been on this road probably, I'd say, an hour, maybe an hour and a half at this point. You get to this point here and you can start to see some of the other points of interest in this canyon come into view. You've made your way further into this canyon. On the left reveals some either really old watch point or structure that rests on the edge of a cliff overlooking your current area. Altair, you pick up a yellow crystal that's wedged into the side of the cliff, very visible even through the dusty winds. On the opposite side, you see what looks to be like a large rock pathway that ascends up onto that ridgeline that you passed by. And it follows that mountainside. And there's a large green crater with a green crystal that emerged from its depths. But as you're trekking through, the beast, trudging along on the sand, suddenly this screech lets out. And on the right-hand side, just over here, you hear some sort of shift in the sands and trudging as this, what would be, I guess, a wyvern-looking type creature begins to sort of and run
Mumble Man falls off the cart.
from this. Hold on, fucking tokens aren't loading.
I'm like scrolling all around the map. I'm like, which
I
direction?
know, and it's like fucking things. Hurry up! When I switch the map, I know it's been pretty laggy, but that's okay. That screeching carries on through here as this creature begins to bound out. I'd say you probably get to this point here enough to see it. Begins to bound and try to leap off the edge. And in tow are these two other creatures that are chasing it. And it's and as it jumps off of here to try and take flight, these beasts pretty much just martyr jump, land on its back, and begin to tear it apart. And all three of them crash into the ground here in the sand. The creature begins to struggle against them, trying to get up. It tries to buffet its wings. It doesn't. The other two pounce out to the side and then conjoin attack this creature in the center. Clearly going after vitals as both of them latch onto its neck and throat and just start to tear out. You see gouts of blood hit the sand, and these creatures begin to feast on this large, almost dragon creature off to the side here. They don't seem to have noticed your approach yet, but they are in the midst of tearing this creature apart as it now has succumbed to its attackers.
I'll now turn the cart toward the ridgeline path.
Like to the left?
Yeah.
Okay.
And start going up that way. I don't notice that Mumbleman fell off, so I just keep going.
Mumbleman gets up and starts sprinting after the cart. And can he catch up to it, or?
Yeah.
Somebody give me a hand!
John reaches out and grabs you.
Okay. I then what as he yells, I then notice he's somehow off the cart, and I slow down as well.
Okay. Even with you calling out, the two still seem to be fervor locked on feasting on this creature. They don't seem to hear or notice you as you lead the cart, and the oxen starts to reach up here into this ridgeline, and it begins to ascend up into this sort of really narrow pathway where you can see old structures, ruins of some sort here, and old eroded pillars that seem to lead up to what looks like an old watch point or something at some point.
Yellow crystals is the mother, correct?
So yellow, green, and slightly red are of the mother as well, although red still can be cosmic as well. But
Yeah.
yellow is definitely one of the queen's style crystals.
Yeah. And do these trees look like I guess natural trees, or do they look like some trees that the mother produced, since most are dead in this area?
Make a nature check. You recognize them as a native plant to this area.
Okay.
They're not influenced by the that you can see here.
Okay.
Your beast continues to push forward. It seems to really like sort of sticking to paths naturally and always kind of progresses unless you stop it. But you get to sort of push through this one open area. And you can see it leads towards the structure. Now it sort of gets a little bit confused here, and you can see it wanting to go towards the edge. So you can make an animal handling check again to try and get it to go through here, or it will instinctually try to go the more dangerous route here. Nice. You, with a bit of force, you start to veer it. You can see it doesn't want to listen at first, and then you tug twice more, and it does, and then starts to push through. This was once a structure of a taller building that rests up on this perch, and you can see, even from through the wreckage and ruin here, you can see those creatures still down there having at its prey as this thing down here is completely torn up. One of them goes wide and begins to sort of stake out again. The other one hops back on and continues to eat, but you lose sight of that through the ruins as it pushes through. Definitely long forgotten in this area. The sand has really piled up and eroded a lot of its foundation, so it's been quite a long time. But sticking through, about another half an hour or so in this whole area together, you make your way through into the opposite side, avoiding potentiality there. Good job. Pushing on for another 2 or so hours, start to branch into a different section. Head here again. And you're heading from D right into Nestled Nook, correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. No roll necessary here. Pushing further in the wastes, you once again are sort of met with these large ridges on either side that narrow slightly from the expanse that you were once in. This limits the winds as they begin to slow and the dust settles slightly, with only a very mild reminder of its presence. Branching a protruded corner from and through more mazes and formations, you catch dark smoke starting to rise on the horizon, and then the peak of a large building up overhead of the ridgeline of rocks. And after a brief trek, seeing only the top of this building, it eventually opens up to reveal a keep that is perched atop an outcropping, cropping of flat tundra, where that ridge once was on that right-hand side. You see buildings now over top of exterior walls through all these petrified trees and overgrowth. And then that smoke scent hits you of charred wood and decay. And you sort of find a moment to maybe stop and take in what you see as your mount instinctually sort of forces over and begins to eat from some foliage on the side of the road.
Okay. Are we supposed to be seeing a map or the big map?
Yes, I'm about to
Okay.
get there. Okay, you are in the bottom left map. So this is where now you guys fully see what you would assume to be nestled Nook. That smoke scent again hitting you. Your mount sort of stops here and begins to start to eat against your well. Even you can those still scanning towards that direction see movement even at the distance you are from it. You can see smaller humanoids that are perched up in towers, walking back and forth along beams of these walls. You can see strung up bodies. There's fires burning on barricades, and the sight of scorched earth. Looks like there was a pretty large fight that took place here at one point. The aftermath is still very visible from the outside, but you may have found your mark. The beast again starts to pull off over here, starts to launch on some of this as it's been on the road now. You're probably pushing about a total of 4 hours or so travel. Sorry, 6 hours, my mistake. Just, passage time as you guys travel. Always the funnest of things, but
That looks like a lot of trouble for I yeah, can we skip it?
No,
You want to
this
skip
is
this?
what we need.
you can see goblins even at the distance you are, Bjorn, and those actually looking towards it. It's only about 100 and almost 200 feet away, but they seem small, and you can see them sort of pacing back and forth, and they're moving through, sort of scanning and looting bodies. You can see, again, some of the ones that are up on tops of towers here looking around. The gate sort of currently rests open, and you sort of get a better look. You can indeed make out several red caps sort of patrolling and sort of reveling from where you are. You see several surge barricades that show points of struggle, bodies of the fallen in the field left to rot, while some goblins pass through and run around. You hear sounds emitting from the inside of the walls as you've gotten closer now to this point. Boisterous yelling and yipping, banging and clanking, followed even by laughter maybe and screaming. You hear rhythm the more you focus in, like almost like music being played. These small You see several more goblins emerge along the walls and then swap out with one another before they start play fighting and kicking each other around and rolling off of it. The gate lays open and off kilter, most likely too damaged to close again. But at any given moment, looking at this place, you see roughly 10 in sight, and who knows how many more are inside the walls. But the keep's apex from the ground peaks at about 100 feet tall, while there's several other buildings that are built onto it and around it, leaving this massive tower, you know, blocked by fortification. You see vines and overgrowth that cling to it, and the wind and covers several parts of the keep as well. It shows a lot of influence that the queen has hit here, especially. You see a lot of iron maples around the sides that lead to the back of a raised plateau where there's more smoke listing into the sky. But this area is quite nestled into this back corner and is a pretty good vantage from where all these directions converge here.
Barney's gonna go to. Oh, sorry. Barney's gonna go to Mumble Man, and when he said that he's like, oh, we'll just skip this one. Barney goes, but what if the goblins are there just because there's a whole bunch of magical herbs that nobody's ever heard of before?
Magic's a bunch of hooey, but I do know there's a good source of sulfur in there. This place was a lot smaller 50 years ago.
I have an idea.
Does that idea include me staying here and you guys going and dealing with this?
We're gonna need your sword skills.
I mean, yeah, you could stay here, but I was gonna say once we get stuff set up, we should bring their attention out here.
Well, somebody needs to protect the oxen. We got to get that back,
Well,
I'm not paying for it.
yeah, I know. I think you see the ravine over on the right side. I think if we get the oxen over there with the cart and set up down in that ravine, they won't be able to see it down there. It looks very steep. Where's my ping? How do you ping me?
You have to switch your select thing.
Down here.
Yeah. And then we could somehow come up with an idea to make noise out here, whether that's on a timer or if
I
one of
can
us
I
has
can
to be
help
out
with
here.
that.
And I think we should try and climb up that right side, like the ravine, to get against the wall, since that seems kind of like a blind spot. There's not a goblin on a tower over there. And we try and draw as many out of the place as we can, and then we go through the front gate and try and funnel them there. Could not work easily, but what do you guys think we should do?
You like either way, trying to get across on the bottom is going to be rough. Because there are a few out wandering around checking bodies. They could possibly see us and charge us then. The oxen out in the open.
I mean, we could also just keep it in here and go in guns blazing or spells blazing.
I mean, once we get so far up, I can take a shot and try to drop a couple, one or two goblins over there.
Well, so
That's
this is out of character here, but this is like off screen. But Cody? Is there an area back like below the bottom of the map where we can kind of go farther back to get to the little inlet?
Yeah, technically, yes. You could like retreat backwards, 5-10 minutes of travel and then creep up the right hand side. It's just obviously I was limited for space from the size of the map, but yes, you could technically do that.
So, is Barney like, well, could we go back a few like if we go back up the road a few minutes, well, they won't see us cross. We could try that because, I mean, that idea is way better than mine. I figured we just like walk straight at the gate.
I mean, I'm also fine with that.
Altair, you also notice as you're sort of studying through this frontal area, there is a yellow crystal here that's glowing heavily on one side.
You guys all did almost die yesterday, so maybe we should fight a little smarter.
Um,
point.
I'm just realizing the time. So
Oops.
I don't know if you guys wish to take a little break or continue your plan making here. I'm going to go say goodnight to my wife really quick.
Sounds good.
I need to take something to the kitchen real fast, but I'll be right back.
Yeah, so, what? Take a quick fiver?
Yeah.
All
Alright,
right.
guys. I'll be back in just a minute.
Yep. Um, I can use magical tinkering to produce a sound with an object, and that we could launch the object in there someplace too. It's not gonna be like super loud, like a thunder wave or anything like that, but it would get some attention.
would. Sorry. Look. I know they're worth some money, but would Desert Desire, like a vial of it, is that like, do we know if that ignites or anything?
No, it's just one ingredient that is used that with other ingredients to make stuff. So the single ingredients are pretty useless.
Okay.
Only question is how hard is it going to be to climb up the other side?
Well, I mean, it would obviously be difficult during terrain to climb up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to think that all the vines and roots and stuff would possibly make it easier, since it's a lot more stuff to grab onto.
True enough. I never thought of that.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
Okay.
So here's a question for you, and just because we're talking about different plans.
Hell yes.
What's the chance that you would allow me, with the ingredients I have on me, to produce like a smoke bomb that we could toss or launch?
Give me some flavor with it, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, basically, mix some sulfur and some charcoal and another random ingredient that I have, and with like a small leather wick attached to it, and launch it either by throwing it or um, you know, providing distance on it and trying to get it into a general vicinity and it producing like a 20-foot cloud of smoke.
Sounds good to me. The description sounds pretty legit. The ingredients seem legit. You might need someone pretty strong to wing it at a good distance, but
I think we have one of those.
what we can do.
What sort of distance would we be talking about, short and long range?
Well, it depends on where you're trying to go with it.
Well, we're gonna generally see about launching it from the right side,
Right.
and possibly trying to launch it towards the open gate.
Okay.
Is what I'm thinking, but I don't know if anybody else has another idea.
Okay.
I would,
So
I wouldn't say the open gate. I'd say out in front to draw them away from the gate, right? Or
Okay.
okay. Well,
I guess. Yeah.
let's start with getting you into position. How do you want to go about getting to the right hand side? Are you backtracking and then creeping up along?
Yeah, we were hoping that we could backtrack and basically just do a
Yeah.
quick move over to the right side.
So with the nature of that, definitely be able to do it. Obviously, the map is just limiting your field of view for the
Yep.
time being. But yeah, if you guys wanted to sort of backtrack from where you are for 10 minutes and then creep up along the right hand side, easy enough for you to do.
Okay. And then this ravine on the right side, how difficult would it be to climb up the rooted area where it's got all the roots and stuff on it?
So I'm gonna just move some shit here.
Yep.
Whereabouts are you guys tucking your ox?
I would say
That's,
far back to the tree on the right side, but that's dead,
Yeah.
like right here.
yeah, somewhere where there's like a little bit of grass or something.
Because yeah,
Keep the
you
ox-
do pull the beast away from eating, which it's not super happy about. It doesn't fuss or anything, but it takes a bit, and it takes a big huge bite out of something before pulling back and backtracking. And then you get to the right-hand side and it continues to want to try and eat, and you kind of wrangle it for a moment to get it into position, which you do, carrying that same check from before. You get it to sort of tuck in one area and it begins to feast on overgrowth on this side now. And that gives you that moment of area now that you can sort of see this. You definitely could scale this area. It would be rough terrain, be athletics check to get up onto this point. But from some point where if you wish to try and throw it from to not be seen or exposed, it would be, you're pushing a good 50-foot or so to get it to where you want it to be, unless you get closer and closer.
And depending on where we want it to be, too. Like, if we want to put it more out front as a
Right.
distraction.
How big is this little pouch you're gonna have that's gonna make the sound?
The sound thing would be fairly small, and I can launch it with my slingshot, which would be using my magical tinkering.
I was gonna say you
If
could
you,
fasten it to the tip of an arrow.
I was just thinking we're using you for the toss because you got better strength and you're bigger for tossing the smoke bomb.
Yeah.
And then I would add a audio signal with the like a high pitched whistle or something to get their attention to go with the smoke, so they will investigate it.
Question. Do I see any like pieces of wood or something laying on the ground?
Oh yeah.
Like it seems sturdy enough to where I can kind of like take it and like wedge it in the tire so the oxen can't just wander off with the cart.
You definitely could do that, especially with your height. You're able to sort of either pick up a fallen section of branch or break one from one of these trees and shove it in the wheel.
Okay. I
Kind
want
of
to just like watch it so he can still move, but he can't take off with the cart and stuff.
right. Sounds smart. Which you do. You hear either laughter and yipping coming from the top of the ridge. They've either found something outside, but you hear like, and then like, and then like whatever they're doing up there, moving around, carrying on.
Okay.
Well,
So I take a minute or a couple of minutes to make this smoke bomb up too, and then pass it off to Bjorn and show him where it needs to be lit before he throws it.
am I throwing this while climbing or before we climb?
I'll give you the package before we climb.
When do you want me to throw it?
When we get close to the top,
All right.
but not like right at the top. So where he pointed out before, roughly in this area. And when you throw it, I'm going to throw another small magical device, or mechanical device, basically.
Now,
All right.
question for you all: are you all moving as a group up the side of this mountain,
Yes.
or is it just the two of you creeping up?
I think we're all going as a group.
I think the whole group.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it'll be everyone making athletics checks to pull yourself up and get to that ridge enough that you're able to balance and stand on the overgrowth and roots and perch to sort of be able to get that foothold to be able to wing your devices into place.
Would I be able to have any sort of addition to my roll if I have my retractable claws out?
That seems pretty doable. I'd say throw a +2 onto your roll.
So 13.
Or 13. So yeah, you're able to scale this as well with your height. You're able to pull yourself up into different spots and, grab two Sperries and get your feet in place and then climb up, claws to dig in. So yeah, you begin to sort of trudge and trek up along the sides of that. And everyone else begins to do the same. Easy for Bjorn is your height as well gives you the main advantage, as you're able to just pull up, and then pull up into that spot almost to where you need to be. Mumble Man. Damn.
He's jumping from root to root, like he's all happy playing. You know, he's not even looking where he's going. He's playing with this little tube he's got in his hand, and he's packing something in the end of it. And then he's kind of giggling to himself. And then he looks over at Barney and goes, "You've got that elixir ready, right?"
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
Barney,
when
Barney like pats it in his bag.
when he throws the bomb, drink the elixir.
Okay.
Bjorn, you look down to see Altair sort of like chest pulling themselves up, like, oh yeah. And but as you sort of look over, Mumble Man's already sitting beside you. Barney jumps up, catches one thing, pulls himself up. You almost like grab towards Altair, and then you feel the weight of it, like you're too heavy, and the vines begin to pull downwards, and it goes snaps as you slide along the rock and like not fall and tumble, but slide down with your hands and knees. And you're like, "Ah, fucking!" Scrape yourself up a bit on the way down. You only suffer a little bit of damage here. 4 points of I guess bludgeoning damage as you smash along some of the rocks and vines as you slide all the way back to the ground. That noise, Bjorn, you can pop your head up and see two goblins are fighting over a backpack that they found on probably one of the dead bodies, and the other one's sort of yelling something from the side, like, hey. This one over here is just kind of looking at them. But that snap of that twig causes this one here to turn over in that direction and start to look. And the other two are still in the midst of arguing and fighting over a bag. This one seems to notice as well, starts to like will slowly walk over in your direction, but you're still hidden below the ridgeline, but they're moving over in your direction, by the way.
Look at Mumble Man right quick, like, am I throwing this?
And Mumble Man nods his head, but he motions for you to light the wick.
Barney, you can try to climb up again if you want.
Barney's laying on the ground, rubbing his head where the like pommel of his sword smashed into the top of his head, like as it fell out. And he's like, "Oh, God!"
When I throw this, when I light it and throw it, what am I using to throw?
It'll be I would say make a ranged weapon, since you're kind of dealt with like throwing and long range. And where are you trying to aim it? Where are you throwing it?
Like over here.
I'd say you have like a 40 foot, and then after 40 feet, it's at disadvantage. So you got about a fan of about this before you're taking a chance on how far it's really going to go without getting closer.
Alright, so I'm gonna throw it, try to land it over here near this guard.
Okay.
This dead guard. So
Yeah.
at
And
least it's
as he's doing that, I'm going to use my slingshot to launch this little tube.
All right. So go ahead and make these attacks. See where these things land out.
so what do I just click my longbow or short bow?
Yeah, I would. That way. Damn, a 24. So yeah, you see two of them begin to move up, and you hurl whatever Mumbleman is given to. Mumbleman, what does this do? 20-foot section of smoke, you said?
Yes, but I added in a material to make it a bright blue smoke.
Okay.
And what I threw is a little tube, but it's got components in it that it's pressurized and makes a long whistle for about a minute. Just a high pitched pressure whistle.
So that area becomes obscured in smoke as the one guy was like, yeah, and then starts spewing out smoke. They go, and you can see some of them start yelling with their hands over their head and running around. These two drop the bag. Your thing gets thrown out. Where are you throwing your thing, Momo?
In behind it a little bit. So,
Okay.
and they're trying to figure out, where the sound's coming from or what the sound is.
Okay. So yeah, you definitely can with a 15 that makes that over there. And yeah, that lands over behind that barricade there. What does it do?
That's the little high pressure whistle.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It begins and they immediately draws all their attention onto that area. And these two like start to spread out and like look, but then see the smoke and one backs away. One starts to run over there immediately. You can see stirring happening from the walls. Some of the ones that were sort of posted up, one jumps down, lands, falls prone, stands up again, and then starts to rush over as you seem to have drawn the attention of a lot of them out here.
So,
Barney, you can try to climb back up in this meantime as well if you wish, after you rub your head a little bit.
Yeah, Barney will get back up. Okay, pay attention. Pay attention.
so your athletics check. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, yeah, so you pull yourself up, no problem this time. Even just, wherever you want to be. Okay, so now you definitely have got their attention. Distraction is working. A lot of them are moving over to that area to check out, especially that whistling noise and the smoke. You see little rusty short swords and daggers and homemade spears get drawn out. One pulls out a little tiny bow and start to run over in this area, trying to figure out what's going on. What would you like to do, everyone?
I don't want to like just
What's
get over
me?
the
You look great.
edge and try to launch an arrow.
Okay. So we're going to initiate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go after this guy back here. How much coverage does he have?
Sorry, which one? This one?
No, back here.
Oh,
Far
sorry, that's
back,
gonna. He would
so no
actually
one.
still be moving forward, so he is not behind cover.
Okay. I was trying to pick someone who was like in the back that no one would see fall down.
Yeah, that was the one that fell over and got back up, and you can see him slowly making his way. Some of them have moved out and then stopped towards it. See, a number of them have come out from that gate, and it's definitely put a lot of them on reserve. They're all like, like seem to be curious or at least trying to figure out what it is. And a lot of them have gathered around that noisemaker and smoke, and they seem to be like one swinging at the smoke and like shooting arrows at it. But if you guys wish to initiate, those who wish to strike first at range have a free go, and then it'll be initiative post that because they haven't seen you at this point.
Okay. I'll let Bjorn go first, and then I will use my sling dart and hit one of these ones back here, depending.
I'm going
Instead of
after.
I was gonna say instead of attacking, can I like kind of get up closer to the edge to like get ready to run over it? 'Cause I don't have a
Of
ranged
course,
attack.
of course. You could even, if you wanted to use your turn to move, if you want, but that's up to you.
Well, like I just want to get down, like down just below the edge, like tucked below the edge, where and then I can just jump and run, kind of thing. If
Oh,
that's
yep, for sure.
okay. Okay.
Don't forget the elixir.
Barney forgot it. He hit his head.
Okay.
All right, so those who are making range attacks from here get one free kind of go here before we roll initiative. So you can kind of go about that as you will. Dan, the longbow, which one are you targeting? You said the one back here?
Yes.
23 definitely hits. And with 9 points of damage, you let your arrow go and it right through the side of like the neck and cheek area. And then topples over.
Perfection.
And you see this one here turn and look over.
recognizing an opportunity, I'm gonna move up here and put my sling away, and instead use Tasha's Caustic Brew, and try and hit all three of these guys.
These ones?
Oh, let me just double check here, make sure I've got the distance. I am gonna have to move forward to do it.
Okay, well, it's again, you had a free whole turn here
Yep.
so you can move up if you want. The one that's closest to you here,
Yep.
it's a little bit thicker than some of the other ones, and you notice that it's wearing like guardsman armor, so it's got like patchwork made oversized jerkin on of some sort, and like a helmet that's way too big for its head. You can see it's been scavenging and trying to bulk up, but it looks kind of silly, like a kid in adult's clothing. But yeah, you push out. Everyone watches Mumbleman rush forward, and then you cast. What were you doing? Tasha's Caustic Brew. Deck saves. Okay. Technically, so for the one that's closest to you, that is a 15.
It's a DC 13.
Okay, and then 10. So the two in the back here are 10. So I think that fails on the two smaller ones. But this one here, sort of like, for whatever reason, is able to sort of like moving up towards the smoke and swinging at it. The caustic brew passes by its head and then hits the ground and hits these two. So you can go ahead and roll your damage.
Which is 2d4.
And then Altair, you're using Moonbeam.
How big is the gateway? It's 20 feet, right? Am I
It's about
estimating?
15, 20 feet across. Yeah.
Um,
I'll also get Bjorn and Mumbleman
I
to do initiative checks too, please.
I need to do initiative.
I hit like a truck, but I have no initiative.
Hey, at least get those nat ones out of the way now, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know, on all the wrong rolls, but okay.
Oh, it's 15 feet wide. Okay. I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Moonbeam. Crap. How do I delete that? Undo. No, that's not big enough. Dang it. Undo. Undo. I don't know what I just did. How do I get?
That's okay. I put one there.
Okay. It's a 10-foot diameter,
Oh,
so
10? Okay.
it's a little. It's 5-foot radius. So I guess I want it centered in the center of that square.
I would say that that's pretty good. And yeah, you got it centered in the doorway there.
So yeah. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Okay.
So hopefully, if they don't go through it, it'll at least slow them down to try and squeeze around it. Maybe, I don't know.
Sounds legit. That's called the Yannick's beam, by the way. But
I still had a bonus action, correct?
indeed, but I'm gonna get to what happened. So yeah, you spray those with that caustic brew. The two that get sprayed by it begin to char and burn. You see them sizzling or whatever, reacting to that acid, and they're not down, but they're definitely hurt by it.
Okay. Misty step, and I'm gonna move in behind the tree so they can't see me.
Okay. Which tree? This one?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Nice. Altair, you had a bit of movement if you
Yeah.
so choose. Also, before we get into true order here?
I don't know how. Like, I guess does that seem like an appropriate distance to move?
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah,
Okay.
you kind of had a turn as you kind of got the bit of a jump on them all here. But yes, that's where you go. And
While we're still in this pre-thing, Barney will have reached into his pocket for the potion that Mumble Manor reminded him about, and it had smashed in his pocket. If that does anything, we'll win.
Hang on a sec. No, these have to be drunk.
okay,
I didn't know if my pocket was gonna melt out from my pants or something.
Well, roll a d6. No, nothing. No discernible effect.
I just like stick my hand in the. I just kind of get poked. I'm like, ah.
okay. So now we go into true order. Launching your attacks, you get one down, spray caustic brew over another one that seemed to react. The whistling and sizzling and the sound of the smoke still converging in that area. Mumbleman, you get to react first, followed by Altair.
I am gonna hold my action, and my action will be a shot dart at the first one that passes the plane of the tree. So like right here.
Okay. Okay. Anything else? So you're holding your turn right there?
Yep.
Okay.
Basically, yeah, I'm hiding and holding the turn.
Altair, you are up.
I will move. I'll move there. Then going to um take the shape of my archer starry form
Okay.
and gonna throw a bolt at that goblin right in front of him.
This one?
Yes.
Very well. Yes, you can. Your emergence, they all seem to like realize, they're like, ah, excuse me! And 18 hits this one, and it sinks right into its chest in this celestial arrow, and it tumbles backwards, and you can see it still up against the side of this barricade, barely clinging to life.
Then I can't
Kind
do
of
anything against that. I guess I'll take my action. I'll take the dodge action.
okay.
That's it.
Alrighty. You hear yelling coming from inside the keep after this. As obviously you can't see what's happening behind the wall, but you hear voices and things coming from inside. Two more of these goblins. This one here runs up to this one, like bends over and looks at it. And this one comes running, flying down here. Then it's going to use its action to run even further down here and try and figure out what's going on. Is it tending or looking towards these ones that got attacked by the acid? It's kind of like, and then they like look over and see Altair standing there. That's those two. Some others do their thing. It is now Barney's go.
Okay. Just quickly measure. Arnie is going to just use his movement, I suppose, then. Oh, let me switch back. There we go. So I'm going to get up over the edge and Snow come down here by Altair.
Okay. And
That's it. That's the end of my turn.
You notice your hand smells faintly of ethanol.
Actually, I will. I'll just ready defensive action, get my shield out.
okay.
That's what it is, right?
And dodge, yep.
Yeah, ready to dodge, I guess.
Awesome. Okay. Up in this tower, you see the two goblins like. Wah! Wah! You can see them. They have long or short bows, and they're trying to arc a shot, and it looks like they're going to try and take shots at you with disadvantage because of the distance that they're at. 13 and an 8. That definitely does not hit. Those two up there don't succeed. You hear shuffling and crashing and stuff from inside the walls and inside the keep there. If you're unsure what that is. This one here that's barely clung to life. Do a little quick thing here. Begins to turn, scrape along the side of this barricade like he's trying to limp and run away. Morale has gone and he is running back. The other one's like kind of like reacting to its presence, almost dying. This arrow sticking out of its chest, neck area, and it's kind of like got them all sort of riled up. These two here. This one's going to come rushing up.
They
and it's going to
take their
trigger
acid damage at the beginning of their turn.
The goblins do?
Yep.
Oh, so they didn't suffer it at first.
I don't think they were supposed to suffer it at first, no.
Okay, well that's fine. It carries over till now,
Yep.
but it does run up and try to go towards Altair with this like rusty short sword out, which would trigger your held action. Mumbleman as it got close to the tree.
Okay, and
14 definitely hits, and 6 points. This one, after the acid damage, you hit it with your sling, hits it right inside the head. Altair, you just feel like a small amount of like wetness for a second as you look over and you see the goblin's head just like cave in slightly on the side and it topples over at your feet. The other one does run up to Barney though, like from 30 feet away. It has a spear just out in front of it and it's running like straight for you. It's going to try and hit you, so that's at disadvantage. That's a 7 to hit. Yeah, you easily parry off that attack, but you have a little tiny goblin at your feet now ready to try and get you. You hear more shuffling coming from inside. 2 more get there. That rider there. Bjorn, you're up.
As I start coming up over the top of the ridge, I'm going to use my bonus action to use Giant Smite.
Okay.
So now I'm, like, as I'm coming over, they see it. I am like 16 foot tall now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, oh yeah.
And I draw my...
Oops, sorry.
Yeah. I draw my bow back at... Yeah. At one of the goblins at this goblin in the tower.
Sure thing.
And let loose with a longbow.
Yeah, you fucking do. What's funny is you send that longbow shot out, giant form, you release it, and it doesn't hit the goblin, it hits the fucking bottom part of this ridge that it's sitting on. It's standing up on the edge of this, like, edge of the palisade, and it cracks the rock off, and it tumbles out and impales itself on the side of the fence. The other one starts to scramble. Is going to try and see if it 10. Oh, an 18. So it jumps onto the section of root here and clings onto the side of it, doesn't plummet off. But it definitely broke free its foothold up on the top of that with that powerful attack that you just unleashed.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Goblins begin to pour out. You hear combined scream, like almost like war cries starting to be let out, as definitely have drawn the attention of the denizens from within that keep. The amount you're unsure, but they might be coming. Carrying through on that as well. This one, no, that one. This one is going to push down here. It moves 30 feet down, and you can see it come to a screeching halt and stop, and then and rushes over the rest of its action to get to there in front of you, Altair. But we're back up to the top with Mumbleman, followed by Altair.
Okay, I'm just checking something out here.
Those goblins that he hit with brew take acid damage each turn until they scrape it
But
off.
it's at the start of their turn, and
That
they
was like
weren't supposed to take it initially, so.
Yeah, the one's pretty hurt that's in front of, or is in the middle of this blast circle here.
Okay.
And one of them has died. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And the other one will probably die before it gets to go again, but so yeah, I'm gonna move over here. I'm gonna attack this one by Altair.
Okay.
With my slingshot. And then I'm gonna finish my move off.
Okay,
that
16
way.
hits. Another sling to the side of the face sends this one toppling onto the body, the other one by your feet, Altair.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay, Altair, you're up.
Bonus action. I'm gonna cast Shillelagh. Then I'm going to walk around Barney. Well, I guess I can do. I can walk all the way around that side without provoking opportunity. So I will walk around to behind him and swing at him with my shillelagh.
We +2 because you're flanking as well.
So
Okay.
natural one doesn't matter.
It does not land. But what it does is it causes you to sort of like, going to smash this thing using Barney as your sort of reference of flanker. You're like, yeah. You go to swing past, you almost hit Barney, but the creature is going to expend its reaction to try and stab you in the side.
Okay.
A 7 to hit does not hit, so it does not succeed on its your exposure to that large strike. Anything else you'd like to do?
That is my turn.
Okay. The goblin here is going to come rushing up over to you now. That's where it suffers its acid damage. I think you have to. Is it rolled again? Sorry, is that at the beginning of its turn?
Yep.
Yeah.
This one rushes over and then sprints over. 4. Yeah, this one, as it gets to your feet, Altair crumbles down and and this one kind of is shocked by it, but gets very present. This one here is going to try and rush down towards. Hold on a sec. Oh yeah, he's feeling fucking brave today. Oh, it can get to you. And like you see Bjorn, you're fucking 15 feet tall. This little fucking goblin, maybe 2.5, 3 feet tall, comes running up, trying to stab your shin. Oh my god! I think I finally hit something.
Oh, he's so big it's hard to miss.
Take 3 points of piercing damage as you feel like look down and sticks a stick in your leg.
So I'm going to extend just because I think it's funny. I'm going to expend my reaction to do Stone's Endurance. I'll roll a d12.
Yep.
Yes.
I don't take nothing.
Okay, and you it looks up afterwards, like
15.
realizes, like, oh shit. Okay, that's that. Barney, you are up.
All right. Barney's gonna like pull his shield out of the way that he just blocked this thing and go to hit it. And then right as he pulls his shield down, Altair like swings right by his face. He's like, "Oh Jesus!" So he kind of takes a step back and he's just gonna lunge and
It'd be a
hit
+2 because you're flanking.
this guy.
An 11 hits.
Oh.
Yeah. So these aren't the beefiest of boys out there, but yeah. Describe how you take this creature out.
Barney like pulls back from like just kind of like steps back in a bit from Altair's swing, and then he just like lunges forward from the step back and drives it straight through the chest of the
Yeah. You realize
goblin.
that there's definitely a major strength advantage on most of your guys' parts here. These guys don't seem to be super resilient, especially with their patchwork clothing that they've made for themselves, besides the occasional one that's wearing stolen armor. But you seem to be making pretty fair, quick work of them. But that one is down.
You know, probably use my movement because this one was limping away, right?
Yep. Kind of move into the smoke
So I'm gonna
and
kind of
emerge
like
again.
come out the other side. Actually, I'll probably run out the other side, like onto this guy's body, and like trip over it to here. Ugh.
Yeah. Stepping on the corpse of the fallen here, but you are emerging out onto the other side of that now. Anything else you'd like to do?
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. This goblin here is going to come running through the front gate. Does it take damage when it enters the circle, or if it
Yes.
ends its turn in there?
The first time it enters the circle on its turn, or ends its turn there.
Okay, so one of them runs right into. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
It's a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay, sorry. Save. One save. That's a mighty 6.
Crap, nope, wrong thing. How does this work?
2d10.
Okay, I have to manually. Okay.
Yeah, so one of them runs into it, and by the time it tries to stroke or ride through it, it just disintegrates into thin air, leaving behind a little bit of its clothes as the moonbeam just disintegrates this one. And it stops 2 others that were running towards it in their track. They're like, eh? Scream out to the others as they start to pile up, and you can see some of them are like, oh shit, what the fuck? And like, you've definitely got a good bottleneck point there for them. That's that one. These 2 are kind of now confused and don't push. This one running away from the battle sees you emerge, and it's going to just like rush up to try and go around you slightly here, but it's going to turn and just try and swipe at you like as it's running away in panic state. Barney.
Yep. Ah.
Swinging
I just get my
wildly,
shield up in time as after I tripped over this guy's body.
and you hear from the top of the walls as well. Not 1, And a 23 to hit.
Hits me.
Okay, so that thing swings and you just block it out of the way, and then like landing right here is an arrow in the ground. You're like, what the fuck? And then one hits you right in the top of the thigh.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit,
From the
better be.
wall.
Oh.
So 2 points of damage. One of these ones successfully landing a long distance strike at disadvantage on you, but gets to that point. The rider took its turn. One rushes forward. You can see a number of them are trying to push out in here and then have stopped with the realization of this beam that's in the center of the doorway. And then some of them just branch off into different directions, start taking out of sight. That's goblin there, goblin there. This goblin here rushes up to Bjorn to try and help his buddy. A 20 to hit.
That hits.
6 points of piercing damage. He seems to trying to help his fallen or his in trouble buddies. This guy here starts to try and scale down the vines. So about here, still on the wall. Bjorn, you're up.
Take off the 6. Okay. Well, might be a little bit of overkill. Because they touched me, did damage. I am going to pull out the rune that says storm thunder on it.
Yep.
I am going to use Thunderwave.
Yeah, you are. Con save. Okay, so one fails, one succeeds. To take half damage on failed save takes 2d6. Successful save, the creature
Yeah,
takes
half damage.
Yeah, okay, sweet.
So one of them gets launched.
So go ahead and roll 2d8 thunder damage.
It was part of the initial.
It was part of it. 6 thunder.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I see. Okay, yeah, so this one here gets fucking rocketed away. Hey, man, Bjorn's too big.
Sorry.
There you go. No, that's okay. This one gets rocketed away in like a surge of electricity and thunders. It just and then lands over here somewhere. This one gets a little bit knocked onto its butt and hurt, but it's still standing, like it's still alive. But it's definitely injured pretty badly from that, and it's kind of half-ass prone. But it's kind of just stuck on the ground there, and kind of.
And I'll use my reaction and use a second wind.
Okay.
1d10.
Is
plus my
reaction
level.
for second wind, or is it bonus action?
Bonus. It's bonus action. Bonus action.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Bonus.
Yeah,
My
that.
bad. 1d10. Yep. So 6, 7, 8. I heal for 9. Is it plus my fighter level? Yeah, plus your fighter level.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I kind of just see like lightning kind of arc off my body as this one scratch they did put on me kind of just like singes up.
Okay.
I kind of smile at the goblin in front of me. And that's my turn.
You can definitely see it beginning to tremble and look like a turning shoulder and get ready to run away. Or at least try. That ends your turn. 2 more goblins use all of their movement to get somewhere. It's that. Back at the top of the round, we have a Mumble Man.
Mumble Man
Mumble Man.
draws his short sword. Before he even starts to move, he screams, "Macaudum!" and he charges the goblin by Altair.
Yeah, you do. Which would be technically flanking on the angle you're at if you approach him.
That'll give me a 9 to attack.
A 9 unfortunately misses. Screaming that out, the goblin's able to turn over and see your approach and sort of gets ready and like snarls and then dodges out of the way as you lunge towards it. Altair, you see Mumbleman trying to flank with you, and it unfortunately does not succeed.
And once I miss wildly once, I'm like swinging back and forth on a straight plane, left and right, left and right.
Okay.
That's it. That's all.
Okay, Altair, you are up.
Can I see past my moonbeam?
You can see your moonbeam and like slightly through it a bit. Yes, it's not
No,
completely.
he cannot because the smoke is in the way.
True.
Oh yeah, technically, yeah, you're cloud right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Then I'm going to melee attack with my shillelagh the guy next to me, or next to both of us.
That has flanking with a +2, of course. Attention drawn towards Mumbleman as he turns his back on you towards Mumbleman now, and then you fucking describe how you fell this little goblin.
Um, I push him into Mumbleman's sword.
And that wacky waving Mumbleman swinging back
Yeah,
and forth takes
back
the
and forth.
throat
Back.
out.
He accidentally stabs him a couple times because he's moving so.
Yeah.
And Mumble Man reaction jumps up and down, left and right. I killed him! I killed him!
And then I will throw as a bonus action an arrow toward the one next to Barney. I think that's the one I originally damaged.
Yes, it is.
So, yeah, 20 to hit for 11 radiant.
That one was struggling, and as Barney, it swings wildly towards you, and you sort of parry out of the way. You could take an arrow, and then you see this radiant arrow just pierce right through the side of this one as it tumbles over. You have some support. And this barricade's not tall enough to hinder your sight of it. It's just present.
Okay, and then I will use my movement to go there.
Okay, which does give you sight now of your moonbeam.
Okay.
Does that end your turn?
Yep, that is my turn.
As you rush up there, you see two goblins standing at the foot of that spell, and one's like edging the other one on. It's like trying to, it tries squeezing through, it can't. And then it like pushes the other one, it runs over, pushes the other one, it starts to run through. Go ahead and roll damage. Or sorry, con save. I guess that's my bad. Oh. Still think it takes half damage, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
It'd be funnier if it took no damage though, and it baited the other ones into thinking that it was fine. And
Yeah, so half of that, it still becomes just goo through that beam as it rushes through and lands out the other side and then topples over. And the other one's like, oh, and then like realizes and steps backwards, like one step. And then you can see the one that was with it turn backwards and just run into the keep somewhere. Barney, you're up.
after this thing, just like Barney gets hit in the leg with the arrow, and then this thing just gets obliterated beside him. He'll I guess I'll use my bonus action to the arrow kind of got jammed in my chainmail, so I'll pull it. That's why it didn't hurt too much. Or go too deep. I pull it out, and then I'm gonna use my movement and my dash to run up to the door.
Okay.
And I'm gonna stay on like the inside, like kind of tucked against the door here.
Sure.
And if anything sneaks through, I'll deal with them.
Okay.
I just don't want to. I don't want them to hit me with more arrows, so I need to get up against this wall.
Absolutely. And you
That's the end of my
waiting now?
turn.
Okay.
Yep.
You see this one emerge on the top of this wall. It doesn't look towards you, Barney. It looks out towards Altair. It's going to make an attack at disadvantage. 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
You take 4 points of piercing damage as an arrow strikes into you, Altair, from the wall. You see. So another one as well. Disadvantage. That definitely does not
Oh,
hit.
I lost concentration on the.
Moonbeam.
Yep.
Okay.
Said
Thank,
4 damage on the first one.
thank you for being on that. I would have probably missed that a little. Go away, fucker. Oh well. Yeah, Moonbeam fades. And sorry, another one goes your way, but with an 11 to hit. I don't think that hits.
It does not.
Okay, so yeah, another one misses. And you can see now some of them are starting to perch themselves up on the wall, getting ready, but they've used their movement to sort of get there. Same with some of the other ones. This one emerges up here. That one can make an attack at disadvantage against you as well, Altair. A 6 does not hit. Bjorn, you're up.
I am going to take a shot at this one right here with my longbow.
Yeah, you are. 18 hits. How do you fell this creature?
Um, let's see the angle on that. So I shoot the arrow and it hits him and kind of gets somewhat stuck and kind of drags him back where he like lands sticking into this box.
Okay,
That's all the other ones that are around it see just
it was this one you said?
yes.
Okay, so yeah, you definitely thunk into that, and it was kind of balancing up on the top of this wall, and it does indeed, and it falls backwards into that. Sort of lose sight of it a bit from beyond the wall, but yeah, definitely the trajectory and the strength behind that, it sends it flying off the top of the wall.
And yeah, it's my turn.
That's your turn. Okay. Mumbleman.
Momo Man is gonna move and dash. And then he's gonna jump up and down, make a lot of noise, screaming, "You little bastards, come on out and fight! I'll kill you all myself. I'm good at it."
Okay.
It's what?
You have no idea why he started using a voice all of a sudden.
You've definitely drawn the attention of some of them, at least those perched on the wall. But you can also see directly into the keep now that the moonbeam has faded. There's a lot of smoke sort of lingering on the inside, but you do see a fire and some buildings and stuff from the inside now. Anything else you would like to do?
You know, that's everything.
Okay. Altair.
I will. How did I get all the way back? Oh, I undid my move on accident. I'm trying to. So I was right there previously. Um.
It's okay, Alter. You can hide behind me. I'm invincible.
No, sorry. That's dashing, and then bonus action. I'm going to attack that one. That one with an arrow.
Yeah, you will.
No, I'm not.
Unfortunately, it sees the flash of the arrow coming, and it just immediately hits the deck, and it flies off and sinks into the tent in the background. You can see it hit it, and it sort of topples one top of the part decoration off onto the ground.
Darn.
You're like, shit.
That's my turn.
Okay. The goblin by Bjorn turns and runs in fear. Does technically leave your range, Bjorn, if you wanted to try and hit it.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you don't use melee weapons. What about your foot? Can you kick him?
Just step on him.
Oh. Goes to turn and run, and you can see as it goes and runs, it gets about 10 paces away, dumps its melee weapon, draws its shortbow like it's going to shoot towards Mumbleman or Altair, and you send right through the back of its head, and it takes another 3 steps and falls over.
Good.
Another one emerges up on the top of the wall, takes a look around, and is going to shoot towards Altair. 22 to hit.
Yes.
Fucking 2 points of damage as arrow sinks into grazes your shoulder on one side as you realize you're starting to take fire from some of them. This one lands on the ground, turns, and is going to shoot towards you, Bjorn. Uh, 16 to hit.
Hits.
5 points of piercing damage as you take an arrow to the knee. And this one up here, you can see it sort of jump over, disappears into a hole in the floor, and stands up. That's the end of that one's. Barney, you're up.
Seeing them getting hit with arrows, and they're out in the open there. Barney's gonna try to cause a little bit of distraction, I guess.
Okay.
Look quickly here. Okay, yeah. So as Barney steps forward around the corner, he's gonna go, Yanel, please bless me in this fight. And I'm gonna cast Divine Favor.
Okay.
As I come around the corner, and I'm gonna just charge this one and try to cut him down and
That
cause
one's
and
prone,
as
so
a
you have advantage on attack.
okay, well yeah, I'm just gonna run and leaping, just skewer him then, and yell, and I'm gonna try to cause a distraction so they focus on me instead of
Yeah, you do.
the guys running across the open field. I gotta switch back to core. Oh, good God.
Thank God it's with advantage.
Uh,
Or
I get 2
hopefully.
plus. It's advantage because they hit
Yeah,
the ground.
yeah.
Gotcha.
An 11 just hits. But you deal extra damage, correct?
Yeah, 2d or 1d4 radiant.
Nice. And you jump up and leap down, and nice, 5 points. You pierce through the back of that one. See the radiant sort of sear it for a second, that purplish energy that emits from your blade slightly. And it kind of. And you can see one that was hiding around the inside of the wall. You see a couple more that are the inside of here, and you can see this whole keep ground is just a bloody mess. Fires going, smoke that's just pouring out of places, and just the general chaos in the vicinity.
And Barney will be stepping on top of the one on the ground, and he's gonna bang his shield on his sword together. He's like, "Come on, you little rats, let's go!" That's the end of my turn.
Okay. You say that. This one here starts to run toward you and goes wide. And you see stepping out from around the side. This one's a little shorter than the rest. It seems older. but it's got like a really tall, like almost dunce cap, like this pointed hat on that's all red, and it has a robe that drags along the ground. And you can say, you die now. And you see in his hand, it's got like a staff or a wand or something, and it just like wings it backwards and like lunges it towards you. And you watch as it goes towards you. All these beams just go out from each side of it, and then immediately go to converge towards you, as it seems to have cast a bunch of magic missiles at you.
Right before they land, you just hear anyone that was close to Barney, Altair right here, he just goes, "Oh shit."
So I just looked this up. So you watch about 7 beams shoot out of the end of this wand that it has, as it seems to have expended whatever charges it had in there left at you in your direction. There is no saves. You just take damage here as all these beams go and home in on you, and you feel them all. And Altair, you watch Barney start to just get peppered by this magical energy. Like you take 7 of these blasts to the chest.
Yeah, you see Barney like try to get his shield around in time, and then it just gets sent flying backwards.
You take 25 points of force damage as boom, like just.
And I'm unconscious, crumpled against this corner here. By 1 HP. Fuck me.
Sorry, you have 1 HP?
No, I almost survived. Like I'm 1 HP off surviving it.
Oh man, yeah. So Barney falls unconscious here. You guys watch him just get completely blasted by something from the inside of this building as he runs in and yells out. That goblin over there. This goblin here is going to shoot at Bjorn. That's a 10 to hit. That misses. One from the tower towards Altair at disadvantage. That's a 21 to hit, though. So I think that hit. 4 points of piercing damage. And then this one here jumps off the side into the inside. That's theirs. Goblin down. That goblins are dead. Goblin's dead. Bjorn, you're up.
Um, I'm going to move up a little bit. And I'm the one who shot me. I'm gonna pop a shot at.
Yeah, you do. Oh yeah, you sever that thing. He actually hits it so hard and pins it up against the side of the wall, and it sticks into one of the vines, with the arrow sticking right through its belly.
I am going to.
What else?
Yeah,
So you...
that's my turn.
Okay.
I was trying to think, but I'm like, I don't want to use it yet.
That's okay. Mumbleman, you're up. You watch Bjorn rush up and shoot some more arrows as more arrows let from the inside of the keep. But you watch Barney take a flurry of some sort of magical spell that hit him, and he hits the side of the gate and then falls prone onto the ground, seemingly unconscious.
Mumble Man sees his sword, moves forward towards Barney, crouches low, grabs a handful of dirt up, and throws it at Barney. It turns into like a wet, creamy clay. And let's see here.
How far do you move up, or do you stay where you are? Sorry.
I'm actually gonna end up right beside him, but I'm just doing the roll right now.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, no, it's supposed to be a D4.
I'd say it's some strong dirt.
So you receive 5 points of healing.
Okay. So
And
in that brief moment of sorry, I'll let you turn
sorry,
first.
no,
Moment.
go ahead, because that's just a bonus action.
Yep, Barney. In that moment of you realize as you get bludgeoned by the spell, and you see light sort of fade away into darkness. And as that darkness takes hold for a moment, you're sort of looking at this expanse, and you see an arm and hand reach out towards you in that moment, and you're like, "Oh, okay, yeah." You clasp that hand, and you look up, and you see the visage of Stephen for a brief moment before you shoot back awake, covered in dirt in the face, kind of like, "What the fuck?" Like before Mumble Man continue.
We'll make a slingshot attack against the goblin that's front and center. This guy here.
That one.
Yep.
Okay. Definitely hits, and it fucking clunes it on the side of the head enough that you see it just.
And then I'll look and start staring down the goblin that shot Bernie.
Yeah, you can see it over here. Looks to be like an older, maybe like a shaman or an elder of sorts. And it seems to be like, like celebrating, reveling. It's got its hands above its head. And you can see it waving this wand that has a little bit of energy that emits from it. And it's like, what? And then like, oh, you die, you leave, you can let me die. Seems to be pretty upset that Barney's starting to roil and come back to after that. Anything else you'd like to do, Mumble Man?
No, that would be my movement action and bonus action.
Okay. Altair, you are up.
I am going to move in front of Barney for my 30 feet. Bonus action, I'm going to drop my starry form.
Okay.
And then as an action, I'm going to attack the old one that down Barney. I'm going to do a second level guiding bolt.
Ooh, damn. Is that to hit or is that a deck save?
To hit.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. And then I rolled like horrible damage even if I did hit. So
Yeah,
never
I
mind.
mean, it ducks its head out of the way, pretty nimble for an old one, but it goes wide and like hits the side of this building here, and you see it just detonate and hit these barrels that just blow apart. And it kind of like turns back and looks at it, and then you can see like the look towards as it looks back towards you, like, like, like.
Yeah. Okay, that's my turn then.
Okay, this one here that was hiding behind the wall comes running out, and it's gonna leap and jump up towards Barney on the ground, who's prone on the ground. With like this sharpened piece of wood or something in its hand, it's gonna attack Barney. That's technically with advantage or prone. 22 to hit.
And it's
Oh, okay. Oh yeah! You see it like jump on top of you, and you kind of stop for like and then it like sinks in with its thing. Like,
You dick.
7 points of damage. You watch one that's now like standing right on top of Barney as I believe Barney falls unconscious again.
yeah.
This one here jumps off the side and is going to shoot towards Altair. Misses, goes wide, sinks into the wood. Arrow sinks into the side of the wood there. This one is going to shoot Altair as well. 15 to hit?
No.
No? Okay, that one does not succeed. Barney, you're up. That vision of Stephen emerges to Mumble Man throwing dirt in your face to then being jumped on by a goblin and run through again. I need a death saving throw from you, please. Fail. Okay. More goblins from here begin to lob attacks towards Bjorn's large form. That'll be 3 attacks towards you, Bjorn. Well, hold on. You. Okay, so that's 1 and 3. So 20 to hit on one and a 21 on another.
Yes, those two hit.
4 points and 10 points total between 2 attacks. That ends that. That's dead. That's dead. Bjorn, you're up.
What does it say? Is it a reaction?
4. You're
Sorry. Yeah, so I'm gonna use my. Is it just for one attack?
to reduce the damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be it would be on one of those 2 attacks.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my last thing is Stone's Endurance on the 6 points.
Okay. Yeah, so you
It's
reduce that one.
low.
So you're going to take 4 points total.
Okay.
Reaction used.
Yep. Which ones are the ones that hit me?
These 2 over here, the ones between those 2.
Okay. So I'm going to activate Stone Rune. It doesn't have a doesn't require me to use my action, reaction, or anything. All it takes is when a creature you can see ends its turn within 30 feet of you. Oh, they're too far away, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're a bit further than that. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Okay. So never mind. I'm gonna do what I was normally gonna do. I am going to be moving.
I have a quick question before he decides. How tall is the wall that they're standing on?
It's about 15 feet.
Okay.
10 feet in the area is 15 at the highest point of the.
I'm 16 foot tall right now.
Yeah, you are.
Um, moving from there, I can make it to about right there. I can make it to like right here on the other side of that if I dash, right?
Yep.
That's 60 feet. So I dash over here, charging through. This dude gets an opportunity to attack on me, correct?
Technically would. And yeah, I'd say why not? Fucking on a roll. He's feeling confident. You know, he's took someone out. A 23 to hit.
Yeah.
4 points of bludgeoning damage as he stabbed you in the side as you sort of run by, in the leg.
And I'm going to use action search,
Okay.
and I am going to shoot the pointy hat guy.
Sure. 21 definitely hits. 4 points of damage. You sink into it. An arrow sinks into the side of him. It falls onto his ass, but he's still standing.
I am
Looks hurt, but sorry. Go ahead.
going to use the Giant's Might, which allows me to add an extra D6
Yeah, you do.
with a weapon attack.
6.
Yeah.
Oh.
How do you fell this creature?
I just kind of like slide in right air. I'm like, shouldn't have done that to Barney. I let the arrow fly. It skips up off the ground and just shoots right up through his head and impales. The arrow itself just flies off in the distance.
Sick. And it does. It falls over. See the wand that it was holding clatter to the ground, still glowing with energy. But it falls over into previously bloodstained ground as you fell that figurehead or shaman, whoever this may be. You can immediately sense from behind you here, like, looks over, watches everything. You might have caused a bit of a morale shift, especially with your presence as well.
That's my turn.
Okay, Mumble Man, you are up.
Mumble Man is going to move. Or actually, sorry, here, so he's got advantage. Correct?
Okay. Yep.
Or flanking. Not advantage. Using his short sword, will attack the goblin over top of Barney.
Okay, that'll be with flanking technically because of
Yep.
alter. That's not even needed, but yes, it.
And then I will move forward and start pulling an actual bandage out of my pouch.
Okay, is that bonus action?
No, it's just, yeah, it's bonus action, but there's nothing that's going to happen from it because I need to use an action to stabilize.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I tell Mumble Man, I got this.
Okay. Does that end Mumble Man's turn though?
He'll look around and see if he's in optimal position for cover from the guys on the walls.
You seem in a pretty good spot, especially with this one tower here. It sort of hinders a bit of the view that they.
Yep, and ducking down, so I'm behind Bjorn. So unless they're on the south side of the wall, I should be fine.
Okay. Very well. We'll go Altair, you're up.
Okay, I don't think I've did this starry form before, so as my bonus action, I take the form of starry form chalice. So I will say my my whole body starts to glow gold, and little crystals start appearing like around my head and around my like shoulders, like all my joints and stuff like that, to kind of look like a very ornate palace type thing. And then as my action, I cast Cure Wounds on Barney.
Okay.
And then when I heal points in the chalice form, I can choose a creature within 30 feet to take an additional 1d8 plus my wisdom modifier healing.
Oh, damn.
So I'm just going to roll two. They're both going to go to Barney, and I'm just going to roll 2 cure wounds since it's the same healing. Only 14, but I'll take it. So Barney heals 14 hit points.
Barney, you go into darkness again. Now, this time it's not this weird visage of Steven trying to bring you back. It's Yonix's voice saying to you, surrounded by many good friends, Barney. Stand, Dracon. Stand as light opens as you open your eyes, and you feel a lot more of your wounds tend to close up, and that the impact spots from that powerful spell that was led on you sort of lessens all the bruising, sort of not as bad as you awaken with healing up 14 points.
And that is my turn.
Okay. This goblin here jumps off the wall, lands on the ground. Might be panicked, you're not sure. Takes 4 points damage, breaks a leg, starts to crawl. Gets about there. This one jumps onto the boxes, lands, jumps down onto the ground, and then runs and gets about here. They seem to be in flee mode. This one jumps off the other side of the wall, lands on the ground, hurts itself pretty bad, and then starts to take off this way. This one is just like stepping backwards in shock and awe, Bjorn, in your presence, and is like not running away from you, but it's like backing away from you. This one turns, just starts shooting at you blatantly. It's going to be like, okay, Yeah! 17 to hit.
Hits.
It's 7 points of piercing damage, and then it disappears into the little hole in the floor. Oh, fuck.
Well, I am going to use my reaction on this one right here,
Sure.
and I'm going to use the stone rune. So he has to get a wisdom saving throw. My spell DC is 13.
That's a 5.
He is charmed. He's pretty much just standing there in a stupid state, just like
Okay.
drooling and
Just
he's stuck. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Seems like the fear turns into like admiration or something, and now it's just like looking at you like, well,
No,
yeah.
it's more like he's gone. He's blank.
Oh, I see. I see. It wipes them. Sorry, I thought you said
Blank.
charmed. I was like, oh yeah, okay.
So it does say it's like charmed. The creature is charmed by you for a minute, but it also says that they are
Incapacitated. I see.
incapacitated. So it's like they're just in like a la la land,
Okay, so it is completely awestruck by your presence.
pretty much.
Awesome. Okay. That one fails. So yes, it seems like the ones that are out here left are turning tail and running away. Barney, you are up. You are awake on the ground, but you're prone, and you have Mumble Man like has bandages in his hand, but you can feel the surgence of energy that has replenished some of your wounds, and Onyx's voice that sort of beckons you forth as you come to.
Barney's gonna like open his eyes and like, oh, 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 that sucked. Oh, that sucked so bad. And he'll lean back against, kind of like just scooch over deeper into the, I don't know, just kind of like out of the way here.
Yep.
And lean up against this thing and, oh, and he'll finally reach up and wipe the mud off his face. Like, ugh. Flick it to the ground.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. And I'll just kind of like, uh, just like keep my breath and look at it this way.
Okay.
Would I
Is that
see
with
this guy running, like here from where I'm sitting? Because I'm just kind of sitting up against the
Yeah,
fence
you
here.
would see him like he's limping pretty hard, trying to run away. And he's running towards like the cliffside or somewhere to get away.
Oh. Barney will get up and be like, God damn it. And then I'll use this, guess so it's half my movement to get up, and I'll start going like 15 feet. And I'll be like, oh, that one's going towards the cart. I'll be back. And I'll start moving.
Okay.
I guess I have my action too. I could run 30 feet. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna run down because I'm not gonna climb down the cliff, so I'm gonna run straight down. Actually, I just changed.
Okay.
So 45 feet from here. Or no, Jesus. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, your movement to get up 15 feet movement, and then your dash action.
Find it. Right there.
Yeah.
That's where I can get to.
Hell yeah, it is. And
After
ending your
climbing the
turn.
things going up, I'm not gonna climb down the cliff.
Yeah.
I'll definitely fall. And that's the end of my turn.
Bjorn, you're up.
I am. So I don't see him heading to the cart.
No, but you see these two that one made a good jump and is running top speed. This one fell off. Looks like it probably broke its leg and is now crawling towards a tent or something. And the other one's standing there, stupid.
Yeah, he can sit there for a little bit. So the one that's further away, I'm gonna lob an arrow at him.
Yeah, oh fuck yeah, you do. I wouldn't say lob as more like impact decapitation style. As like the other one, you're like, oh yeah, there he goes, and he turns to see him, and he's like, ah! You see him try to scurry run, and it just Arrow sinks right to the side of the head and just explodes slightly off to the side, and then just sends the body sort of toppling off somewhere. And off.
You ever seen like what'll happen if like an artillery round hits a person? That's what just happened.
Yeah, there's just
Splat!
the void space in which once the chest cavity of this creature is now gone, and it is
Just like
just
chunk of meat left.
Scattered.
yeah killer.
Um. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Back to the top. Mumble Man followed by Altair. Getting close to the end here.
I'm assuming Mumble Man saw that guy move. The south guy.
Yes.
Okay, so
He's just coming into sight now.
Mumble Man will move up and fire a slingshot at him.
Yeah, he's already kind of hurt from jumping off. You can see him like limp running. And he sees you come running out. Like, turns. You and it like lobs past his head, and he's like, ah! And they like drops his weapon, is covering his head, and is just running. Like it misses, it goes wide, and he just full abandon, full run.
I'll get him before he gets to the oxen. And that's the end of my turn. Yep.
Yep. Altair, you're up.
Bjorn, are you very injured or much injured?
Me? Oh yeah.
Okay.
I like got like one hit away, I'll drop.
Okay. I will. I will do what I did to Barney to Bjorn. Still in my form. So,
Like on a scale from 1 to 25, I'm sitting at about a 4.
3.
3. Okay.
so you heal.
Damn.
You heal 22.
Shit.
God.
Bjorn feels pretty good now. This form you're unfamiliar seeing, Altair in, surges this healing energy into you that just closes up all these wounds, all these pokes marks, all these arrow marks that they've riddled you with.
Like
And
Randy Savage. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
and I can't really do anything with my bonus action, so that's my turn.
Okay. Barney, you're up, man.
Barney heard Mumbleman
Oh,
say that if he
sorry,
was talking.
there's a
Okay.
turn between, which is this
Sounds
thing
good.
would like run its full movement to try and run along the ridge line here. And then it's your turn.
Okay.
Beat
Barney
him
heard
off the
Mumbleman, but he's
ridgeline.
still gonna go down just in case the thing gets away from him. Oh, I guess I would see that, wouldn't I? I'm there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Barney's seeing that. He's like, oh, okay. And he'll turn and run this way. And he's gonna try something he hasn't done since he was like a teenager, messing around. And he's gonna pull the dagger Bjorn got him out, and he's gonna try to throw it at this guy.
Hell yeah, you do.
Do I just roll? I don't.
I'd just say make an attack roll. Fuck it. Oh.
I think I'm using my dexterity.
Where are you?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
did you hit that? Where do you throw that?
I just aim for center mass. I'm literally just hoping and praying. Barney actually thinks more than likely he's gonna hit the pommel off the thing's head. Maybe more like he's just like, "Hey, stop!"
And thinking that
Like
you're
running
like,
after him.
fuck that. You throw it, and
Like,
it sinks like it puts its arm up and turns to try and jump out of the way, and you stab it right directly in the armpit, and it.
oh,
Never mind, Barney got him.
I turned to one and I went, "That went so much better than I was expecting."
This one here starts to like. Anything else you'd like to do, Barney?
That's the end of my turn.
And last up is Bjorn here.
That guy gets to try to save at the end of his turn. Again. On each of his turns from being charmed.
That's a 16.
he saves, but it's at the
You
end
can
of
look
his
when-
turn.
Okay, so yeah, he starts to snap out of it, and you hear him like realizes. But it's now your turn.
And I take aim at him.
Another one of those situations. The arrow sinks in, and he sends back like 10 feet, falls prone on the ground.
A real look at the flowers situation.
Yeah.
And I move 30 feet and start yelling, "I'm coming!"
How would you attack that goblin? Shoot
I
it?
actually want to. No, I want to try to grab him if I
Okay.
can get to him quick enough and pick him
So
up and pull him in
I'd say
half.
the height of combat's kind of ended, so you can just fucking beeline it for him as he's trying to crawl away. Like,
I want to literally use my strength to pull him apart.
you guys watch this hulking form of Bjorn, 16 feet tall, just like 4-step across the whole courtyard of this keep here. And even with an 8, the creature's like, yeah, and maybe you have this moment of like humanity where you think, nah, look at this little thing in my, and you just
Well,
fucking rip it apart in 2 pieces in your hand.
I got advantage on strength checks too, so
Yeah, you do. Go ahead. Take that advantage when you get it. Oh, that's better. That's definitely serving of 2 pieces there. Almost like quartering it, or like the way you pluck wings off a fly. You just, and you're kind of wearing a little bit after it too. That comes apart a lot easier than you'd think.
Oh, he already had a broken leg. He just found the joint.
Now you hear rustling. You hear more sounds coming from within the keep. You obviously had seen a couple that ran away, or others that seem to have hid inside towers. You haven't seen some of them emerge in that time. But combat's kind of ended for the time being, as you're all sort of strewn out on different points of this already aftermath battle scene. Unless there's anything else people want to do really quick, I'd say we'll probably end tonight's session here because it's almost 11.
Before, just so I don't forget about this, can I take my dagger out of the goblin here?
Of course.
And then I'm gonna walk over to the edge and check to make sure our cart and the ox are still perfectly fine.
You can see it down there munching on cactus or something that it's just chewing apart down there. Seems pretty unbothered.
Okay. And then I'm just gonna walk over, catch up to Mumbleman
Okay.
before we end. That's it.
I just want to kind of collect whatever arrows I can if there are any.
Okay, make a survival check for me. How long's your giant form last? A minute?
I believe it's 10 minutes.
Okay,
No,
then
yeah,
damn.
it's 1 minute. It's 1
Oh.
minute. It's 1 minute. So yeah, I should be coming out of it right now.
Is right when you start to gather your arrows from some of the corpses, you shrink back down to your normal size. A survival. So how many did you let? Did you count?
I let loose. It was like 8 or 9 arrows.
Okay, so I'd say you get 3 of those back with a 5.
Okay.
Some that are
Mumbleman.
pinned, some that are pinned to the wall. You try to pull them in, it breaks the arrowhead off. Others that had fallen on them and broke the shaft of the arrow, but you kind of gather some of them from. You gather 3 out of that 8.
Yeah, Mumbleman's gonna do the same with his darts.
Okay. You would retrieve them with a 16.
Okay.
Plus, darts are a bit more resilient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, let's end there tonight, guys, because awesome little round of combat there. But you do know that there is still some lingering threats, let alone you're not sure what are in some of these buildings still. But you've cleared out what looks like maybe a figurehead of some of these goblins, and a lot of that initial wave of them through tactic and battle cleared a lot of these goblins out of this front area pretty quickly.
Very nice.
And yes, and we'll pick up next week as you begin to explore the grounds of Nestled Nook and see what you can't find here.
Well, that went really smoothly.
It actually did. I think it went well.
That was good.
I always find it funny. It's like